Hi there and welcome back to another video. As you can see, I'm wearing dirty clothes because we are doing an installation video. Gonna be honest, I did do this yesterday, but quite a bit of the footage was corrupt and couldn't really use it, and I thought why not come back out and do it again. So as you'll see, quite a lot of the stuff is dirty and got zip ties and stuff on it, but I just wanted to do an actual installation video because I have been asked by a few people to do it. This is from VWT4. I mean, this box is actually empty because, like I said, I've already installed it, but they did hook me up, so thank you very much to them. But I mean, it came with absolutely everything and it is a very easy job. It even came with a nice smelling air freshener, which we already have up, so thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it. But as you already know from the title of this video, we are fitting the limiting straps from VDubMonkeys. I will put the link in the description for where you can pick these up to. I highly recommend it, if nothing else, for a little bit of safety. So once you start lowering your van, you will encounter to the fact that your spring basically could fall out. I mean, I've lowered mine. It's currently sat on the 5-inch Falconers. I will be getting the 4-inch Falconers very, very soon. When you jack your van up, the spring will fall out, and if you go over a bump hard enough, it will fall out. I mean, you cut your bump stops off, there's pretty much nothing keeping your spring in, so it is just a good bit of safety. So I highly recommend these. So you obviously get the 2 straps, one for each side, and you get the bag of bolts. Now I've already used all these bolts. That's one of them for one side, and you do reuse the bolt on the bottom of the strut. There is a 19mm nut and bolt that goes on the driver's side that you have to drill a hole for, but we'll get into that on that side in a minute. We're going to be doing the passenger side first. But tool wise, you need a ratchet, you need an extension for extending, you're going to need a 17mm for the nut on the bottom of the strut, or whatever size yours is, a 13mm which is for the exhaust mount. Yeah, for the exhaust mount. So there's that. You've obviously got your bolts, a big enough drill bit to go with the bolt that goes on the driver's side, some paint, because when you drill the hole you obviously want to make sure that it's got some sort of protection and doesn't rust. You're going to need, I don't even know where it is, you're obviously going to need like a drill and just a jack and a jack stand, and I think that is it. It's a very easy install, and we managed to get it done yesterday quite quickly, and today I'm going to be getting my son to help me. So he's going to be doing quite a lot of this and we're going to be showing you. Hopefully this video is very helpful to you guys. Let's get into it. So as I already said, I am running a 5-inch Falconers. I will be going on the 4-inch Falconers very soon. But this is basically just to stop them from falling out. It's a good little safety thing. I mean, I can take my kids around in this quite often. Last thing I want to do is have anything being unsafe. So, first things first, jack the van up. As you can see, there's my spring. I barely jack the van up and it is nice and tight in there. But, if you do jack it up just a bit, as you can see there, the spring is already loose, and as you can see, the van isn't actually raised up. I mean, the wheel's still actually on the floor, so the spring's already loose in its carrier, so it's basically stops that from falling out. So all you want to do is make sure you jack the van up the whole way, make sure you've got an axle stand underneath to be safe. So now you've got your lovely assistant to take the wheel off for you. You can see what I mean. I mean, the spring is fully out of this carrier. As I said, I have cut the bump stop pretty much off, but I mean that is the point of these straps. Now this here is the exhaust hanger that normally goes right there. I've removed it because I do currently have a side exit exhaust, so I don't actually have a full exhaust that comes out the back. What you do is you get the jack and jack up the arm, because you want to be taking some pressure off of the actual struts, because you're about to take the bolt out the bottom of it. Now on the bottom of the strut, you do have, in my case, this 17mm bolt, and you need to remove that, which I've got my son doing. So once you've got the bolt out, you'll probably find it will come off all with everything. With the actual limiting strap, you've obviously got two ends on it. You've got one with two clasps on it and one with a single clasp. Now the two clasps goes at the top where the exhaust hanger used to be, or in my case where the exhaust hanger used to be. You do get given extra bolts so you can extend them, but I'm not using that. If you do, it's easy to do, just put them both back in again. But that goes up at the top and the single one goes at the bottom. Now the way to do it is you thread it between the brake line and the arm itself, just like that, and then it goes onto the bottom where that bolt used to be. You put exactly the same bolt back on, that goes on first, and then the strap will go like that on the arm, so it looks a little bit like that. We're facing from the back of the van to the front of the van, and that's how it's going to look. And then four up the top here, where you're going to connect it into where the exhaust hanger used to be. They do supply you with the 13mm nuts, and if you are going to replace, or bolt, sorry, if you are going to replace the exhaust hanger, they do send you extra ones to extend it for the other side. But then you put it into the one closest to the edge, if you will. Don't tighten up this top bolt too much just yet, because you are going to have to adjust this strap. And a little bit of advice, when putting this strap on the top, just make sure that the excess comes out the top just like that, not the other way around, because when you go to tighten it all up, it will be a pain in the ass. Now as you can see, the spring is nice and loose, so what you're gonna have to do is jack this arm up, and you need to get it so this spring is just about tight in the housing. Like, stop. So as you can see there, it's nice and tight, it's not moving. Now if you go an extra pump, and now it's nice and proper tight, then you can adjust this strap by pulling on the excess. As you can see, there is still a little bit of slack left in there. There is probably a top tip of how to get that out, but I don't know it. But that's why I went that extra pump or so, just to make sure that it is as tight as it's going to be. And that is that done. That strap is nice and tight. Now if you let down the jack a minute too, tiny bit harder, that's it. Now that's that strap holding that arm up. The spring is nice and tight in its housing, so that's never going to come out now, not without undoing all these bolts. And that is the point of the limiting strap. You can jack your van up and your spring not fall out. That is that side all done and dusted. You do obviously need to make sure that this excess is gone, because you don't want to get caught. I mean, you could just cut it off just up here, and they do say to obviously light it with a lighter, or if you've got a zip tie, you could probably just zip tie it. That's up to you. Thanks for your help, mate. We're going to get the wheel on, and then we'll show you the driver's side, where it's ever so slightly different, but it is really easy. So we're going to get this wheel put back on. Well, there's the passenger side done. Like I said, it's a very easy job. The driver's side is a little bit different. Already got it jacked up, and the strap is already connected at the bottom. And then at the top, the only thing you really need to do is, if you're looking at it from the back, there's these two beams. The front beam, the one closest to the actual spring, needs to drill a hole into it. You need to drill that big enough for the bolt that comes provided to go through. Get a little bit of paint it on there just so it doesn't rust out. And then exactly the same as the other side, get the two straps, make sure that the excess bit is coming away from it, because if you obviously have it that way around, you're sort of pulling awkwardly at it. So, and then the same as the other side, you want to just make sure that the spring is actually seated and it's not going to move, and then tighten up the strap. Once it's all tight, lower the jack, make sure the spring doesn't move, and then that is that complete. And there, that is done. That was a very easy install. Hopefully this video shows you how easy it was. I mean, the hardest thing was drilling that hole over on the driver's side. The passenger side is just replace the bolts that are already there. It's a very easy job, and it's very good for safety and a good peace of mind. I highly recommend these. I want to thank Aaron over at VDubMonkeys for hooking me up with these at a very good price. And I want to thank the rest of the team over there for doing such a great job. Expect to see my name popping up in your inboxes more often. If you are running short on springs, please go and get them, just for peace of mind that your spring's not going to fall out. It wasn't that long ago that I actually had a blowout on the rear passenger side, and when I went to the garage to get it replaced, luckily I know the guy there, so it wasn't too much of an issue. But I had to explain to him that he has to jack it up from the arm, not from the jacking point, because the spring will fall out. So now I don't need to worry. Anybody can jack a van up, i.e. if it goes to a garage, and I won't have any worries of the spring falling out. So I do have 4-inch Falconers that'll be coming very soon. I'm buying them off of actually a friend of mine off of Instagram. They'll be going in soon. Before I do that, I want to relocate the brake lines in the back, so that's going to be another video. I have got pink torsion bars on this van as standard, so I'm going to be taking them off and clocking them. Hopefully in the next week or two, we're going to be doing the final rendition of that tablet mount holder thing that you've been seeing. Hopefully that'll be getting done very soon. And I still have that oil leak that I need to deal with. And as we're all in lockdown, why not get these jobs done? Gives you guys something to watch, gives me something to do. We're all a winner, really. But I'm going to go in because it's like 1 degree. Oh no, 2 degrees. And I'm a bit cold. I want to go get warm. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this video has been helpful. But until the next video, guys, thank you very much. If you like this video, please give it a great big thumbs up. If you're not yet subscribed, go hit that subscribe button. Take it easy.